transparency, and community input.
Thank you. Mr. McGowan, this question asks, what is your position on the Butcher Solano project? Butcher Hill Solano project?
Well, number one, it's a Torrance decision ultimately, but the residents in Belmonte have expressed a lot of concern over potential traffic that would come up through the Via Belmonte area, which I haven't seen the traffic studies or really understand the volume of traffic that would be coming up there. It's my understanding that most of that traffic would be fed on to Hawthorne and not come up through Palos Verde Estates, because I'm not sure what direction they would be going if they were headed in that from this proposed project. And I think that we, as a city, need to take a look at the environmental impact study that's currently being drafted. It's not done yet, but I think we're going to have very little clout with the city of Torrance. We can have some discussions with them, but I believe that our hands are going to have to be dealt with by Torrance.
Okay, thank you. Mr. McCarthy.
You know, and Dave's he's right. This is a Torrance issue. We have no jurisdiction, but there's no reason we can't consult our traffic engineer to see how we can reconstruction the streets, work with our city attorney to see if there's an ordinance we can put in to make it more difficult to drive through, take shortcuts. But we really need to work with Torrance. Most of the traffic, like Dave said, is going to be coming down the hill, going down Hawthorne Boulevard.
Yeah.
And what we need to do is work with Torrance for the timing of the lights. Well, the last thing you need to do is, they hit every light. I mean, if they time the lights right, the traffic will flow. That's really how I see it.
Thank you. Ms. Peterson.
When the residents around Via Valmonte first came up to the council and wanted us to do something about it, I said the only thing that we could really do, this is prior to the Torrance City Council election, is to talk to the city council candidates to see who supports it and who doesn't. And if they wanted some of our endorsement, we would go with the people that wouldn't want to support the Butcher Solano project. So as the previous two candidates have mentioned, this is the Torrance jurisdiction. The only thing that we can really fight on is when they come up with their environmental impact report to challenge their sincerity, challenge their data, to make sure that whatever their report is, it actually is telling the truth. Because right now they're telling us there's no traffic impact. They're telling us there's no air quality impact. They're telling us there's no noise quality impact, but I don't think that's true. So once that report comes down, then we have some grounds to stand on and challenge the developers. That's it.
Thank you. Ms. Lozey?
So I think our residents are looking to our city council for help. And I think people over and over again come to a city council meeting and say, we need help, we need help. We have this situation, this development that's going to hurt our city. And our city council, existing city council keeps saying, oh, take it up with Torrance. That's not an answer. You need somebody who's going to help you fight the fight. Go talk to Torrance, wait for the environmental impact report. Well, now you're leaving these residents out there trying to kind of come up with their own grassroots effort of how to deal with this thing. Okay, I don't know, maybe the rules are we have to wait. Maybe step one is you have to wait for this report to come out. I don't know. But I know that we got to fight for our residents, and we got to be willing to say, okay, let's look at it. Let's see. I know there was a community forum, and maybe the city council took some notes on that, but I have not seen the city council in any way step up and say, okay, let's make a plan.
Yes.
Excuse me. Mr. Kemps.
Here comes some more yes. So I went and sat down with them because there are a lot of people in Valmonte that are really, 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 really upset about this. We chatted about some ideas where we can actually contribute. First of all, a bit of warning. When that environmental impact study comes out, we have 45 days to respond to that study before it proceeds forward in the city of Torrance. So we can yell, scream, holler, write letters, et cetera, but we're only going to have 45 days. We can get ahead of it. We can develop an objective study. We could use a prelim environmental report to start working on that response, maybe develop our own objective assessments. We can look at the traffic flow at Hawthorne Boulevard where Via Valmonte hits it. Some other thoughts is, maybe we locate a very sharp land use attorney and understand what our own city options are, rather than just assuming that it's Torrance and nothing else. The other thing I think we can do is we can form partnerships with our other cities and Palos Verdes because we aren't going to be the only ones concerned.
Ms. Losey.
Ms. King.
Ms. King. Ms. King. Thank you.
We have heard from residents on this project, and initially we did start, we had a forum with the developer and the residents so the residents could learn more about the project. We did take residents' concerns at that forum, and we had an online portal for residents to express their concerns. So we do have some idea of what the issues will be when the environmental impact report is ready. Until that impact report is prepared, we don't know how Torrance has chosen to mitigate some of those impacts that we've been talking about, traffic, noise. And so until we know what they've done to try to mitigate them, there's really no point in our responding. And if we responded now, we do lose credibility because then it would just be shown we weren't going to like anything they tried to do. We are ready for when that report comes in. We have a noise engineer prepared, a traffic engineer. We have a large law firm that has land use attorneys that can look at that and evaluate and see what is the most effective response to that report when it comes in, what will convince the Torrance City Council that the impacts haven't been adequately mitigated.
Okay, thank you.